Hello, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast here with Tad and Will, where we cover all 32 pro football teams. And we're here to bring you a matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers, where they went on the road and they played against the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix's second NFL start against Justin Fields, who might be trying to really compete hard for the starting quarterback spot yet again in the Steelers' situation. Looking at the Broncos, though, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions from Bo Nix. Got sacked a couple of times. The Steelers front seven, the Steelers defensive line, the Steelers defense really came out and played very well. Not a flashy showing from their offense, though. You did have that touchdown from Justin Fields, where he looked very poised and delivered the throw nice and well to Darnell Washington. So Justin Fields, he's definitely trying to prove himself once again. And for the Broncos, I mean, this year is just really about developing Bo Nix, but no touchdowns and 2 picks. Not a flashy start for Bo Nix.
Yeah, certainly some decisions by Bo Nix in this game that were rather unfortunate, particularly the interception in the red zone that took away a chance for Denver to score points and get back into the football game. But it was definitely an up and down game. They had Bo Nix pass a bit more than they did the first week. And he did get 246 yards passing, which was an improvement from week 1. But yeah, overall, you gotta do what you can to limit those turnovers, especially when you're in a position to score. And that's something he's going to have to learn, and he's going to have to learn fast if he wants to continue to be to find some level of success in the NFL. So it's definitely not a flashy start for Bo Nix, and he still has a lot of things he has to learn as he continues to adjust to the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot of things to learn. Definitely a lot of things to still pick up. Najee Harris, a very tough running back in the NFL. Pat Fryermuth, even the tight end, kind of, he went out there, he made some plays. But really, ultimately, I'm going to go on and get your take probably on the best player in this game, TJ Watt.
Yeah, you got a guy like TJ Watt, and he's going to do what he can to wreck games. He had a sack, 2 tackles for loss. He even deflected a pass and had a couple quarterback hits on the side. So, I mean, he's a guy that he's going to cause problems for the opposing offense. And, I mean, he had a big say in Denver only having 64 rushing yards in the game, which was not a total they would have hoped for coming into the game. So TJ Watt, he caused a lot of problems for the Denver offensive line.
Indeed, he did. He caused a lot of problems for that offensive line. So it's tough. It's tough for Bo Nix when you're caught in a situation like that to go out there and do what you need to do. And hopefully for Denver, they can just try to keep things going and build off of this and go for next week. Alex Highsmith as well, and worth mentioning for Pittsburgh. You also got guys like Sean Elliott as well. So Pittsburgh, a very solid defense. They went out there and they definitely showed how strong they can be. And they took advantage of young and developing Bo Nix. So it's just, I kind of he's only played 2 games. So big picture for Denver, you're 0-2. You don't expect a whole lot this season, but you go out next week on the road against an undefeated Tampa Bay team. So, it's the NFL. Anything can happen. And then for Pittsburgh, you play the Chargers next week, they're undefeated. So this is your home opener against the undefeated LA Chargers. You're undefeated. Boy, that's going to be a very hyped 1 p.m. Eastern noon kickoff game, Central.
Yeah, a big game there between 2 teams that maybe you wouldn't expect to be 2-0, but here they are, some very impressive starts. And thinking about the Steelers, I mean, they're just a team that they know what they are. They're not a flashy offense. They don't make a lot of big plays, but they play tough, hard-nosed football. Their defense, you know, you're going to get a good, strong effort out of a Mike Tomlin coached defense. They come out, they play hard every game. They're not going to play a lot of games that are aesthetically pleasing to watch, but they just play good football. They make the plays you have to make. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do moving forward as Russell Wilson eventually gets healthy. And then you'll have the decision, do you want to go to Wilson or do you stick with Fields, the guy that is winning you games now? I think that's going to be a really interesting question to analyze when you're looking at Denver, or when you're looking at the Pittsburgh coaching staff. That's a big decision to see what they do there.
Absolutely. I would probably be willing to bet, though, if Fields keeps winning games. Mike Tomlin would probably keep going with him, to be honest.
I would expect the same. It's hard to break apart a winning formula, but I mean, the offense is what it is. He had 13 for 20, 117 yards. You'd probably want to see those numbers improve, but as long as you're winning football games, it's really hard to go away from what's winning football games. So we'll see what the Pittsburgh coaching staff does there.
There you have it. Steelers at Broncos. The Steelers win this one 13-6. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us all season long on the Gridiron Glory podcast, where we cover all 32 teams.